Hello, welcome to your favorite channel icon tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to query in your database. So let's jump to the tutorial. Open the Microsoft Access, that's what we work with. Create a blank database. Now for you to create a blank database, you can click on the icon blank database, just click on it, rename to the file name you want, give it a file name. It's always good you name your file for easy retrieval. Click on create and we are ready to go. So we are going to create a table first. You learn how to create a table before we can query in the table. So we'll go to view and then click on design view. It's going to ask us save as the table name, so we give it a customer database. That is the name of the database, so we click on OK once we have given it a name. And then we are now going to customize our table, the fields. How many fields do we want our table to have? Now the first role of the field name is ID. Now if you check out the data type is auto number. What does that mean? It means that in every database your key helps you to identify a particular record in a database. So it's an ID number, so it will be auto number. You can also change it, but for whatever, it's very important. Now we are not going to touch that. We start from a surname, which is the next field. A next field, a surname. We leave our data type as shortest. The last, we use a first name as the next field. We also leave the data type shortest. Keep on filling. Now, because we are working in the database of customer, we would definitely need an addresses, and also we'll change it from short text to a long text because some people have a long address that short text may not be able to contain. So we leave them customer preference and payment preference. What payment mode do they prefer? Okay, so that is the next field we are creating. So field here is like a column in a table. Okay, it's a column. So we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns here. And then once we are done, we are going to add another one, gender. We'll leave it as short text. Also, it says male and female or undecided, or prefer not to see. They are short text. So the area of description is optional. Okay, the area of description is optional. You don't necessarily need to impute any description there, except for the people who will be entering the data online, but there is no need for that for this tutorial. And then also it's important, the field size, you could also limit or increase the size, reduce the size of the field character that it can contain. And then after, click on the small X button, the close custom database button at the top right hand side. So click on it. Now since your table is disappeared, your table did not disappear. Okay, look at the top left, just below the tables, double click on the customer database. Double click on it and the table will come. Yes, so we are now going to fill in the database. So fill in the database now, the surname, the first name, and the city. Okay, we are done with the database. Now let's go for query, which is the reason why we are here for this tutorial. Okay, our table is filled now. So what do we do? How do we get our query? Okay, so you move to create tab under the menu tab. Create, click on create. So that is where we'll get to create our query. Click on query design. query design, not query wizard. We'll click on query design, and here we are on query step 1, show table. That is the next step. Okay, so we are going to click on add. If you have more than one table, you would add the two, but we have one, so click on close. Say all right, we are set to go. So we are going to drag the particular field that we are going to query. So first we query the gender, or okay, let's query payment preference. Now just look below the field, you'll see the table. Which table are you querying? So okay, I'm querying customer database. Now the criteria is we are looking for online payment customers. Do choose their preferences to be online. So start with a double quote and then end it with a double quote. So in between, type the actual query data you are going to be given the database. So it's very important. Start with, then run your database. Now once you click on run, it will pull out the data, the specific data that you have queried. So these are the only people whose payment preference are online, okay, from the table. So we're going to make it more clearer now. So we'll go back to create, click on query design, add the table again, then close, because it's just one table we are working with this time around. So we'll need more data so that anybody who's viewing it will have idea of what it is. So nationality is a field that we also want to appear with the name and the payment. Okay, the gender, and we a payment preference. Adjust this to pull out possible information. Okay, so but we are going to this time around query gender. Okay, query gender. Now don't forget criterion. That is where you will click, and inverted comma or double quote, then you type the actual word you are looking for. You type the actual word you are looking for. Type the actual word you are looking for.